what that means. Time to get it messed up with another project. Alright, Caprado back on the bench. RC Crawler Talk. Thanks for joining in today. So last weekend had a nice little scale comp on Saturday. Good times. But I think I needed to do some revisions to this. She works pretty good. I ran it in the class 2. Of course, there's no scale points because I ain't finished the interior. The interior is still sitting pretty much right there. So it looks like still got lots of work to do. I've got 3D printed seats coming, and I got to get figures and then paint and decal, steering wheel. So still haven't got back to that. We'll get on her. As far as performance of this rig, you know, it did good, just like you've seen in other videos. I'll put a video in this one to show you the kind of issues I'm having, but I'm definitely noticing the vertical climbing ability. This thing has a lot of flex in it. Of course, I had the longer shocks in the rear just because I haven't replaced them. That's what they're there. They're the 97s, I believe, Drive Techs, and then the front, of course, with a 92 Drive Techs. But I think I'm gonna do a little something crazy. So to try to attempt this thing to climb a lot better, what I did is I took the front shocks apart. I added a limiter, a little piece of fuel tubing on the inside of the shock. I believe it's a 7/64 fuel tubing. Just cut a little 5mm chunk out of it, stuck it above or underneath the shock piston to not allow this thing to droop out so far. So it still has some flex in the front. In the back, it used to flex a lot. I don't know if you guys watch the videos, but this thing would just drop out. So what I did is I limited the back as well, but I put about a 9 or a 10mm tubing in the back. So that's it. Full stuff, full droop. What I'm hoping this is going to do is when it's on incline, it's not going to allow the front to unload as far to keep that weight down on the rocks. I also put really light shock oil in it. You don't need heavy oil in the shocks to absorb the impact and control. This thing's going fairly slow. It's a crawler, of course. So we are going to see how that's going to do. So that's pretty much the limit of the travel right now. It's just less than a tire height, and I actually think it's going to work out pretty good. Got another comp this Sunday. We're going to go check that out. We're going to run this. But at the same time, I think I'm going to do something a little crazy, only because I can't figure out what to do with the hard body blazer. Let's get that out of the way. I keep changing my mind. I keep going back and forth on what I want to do. Did I want to make this guy a class 3 or class 2? I like the tire clearance at the fenders with these 4.75s. So, this thing has a pretty low belly in it, just based on the way I mounted the body. Of course, it's got the full cage inside. You guys seen that? You'll see more of this here in the future. As you can see, I got tape marks. I'm gonna pinch the front. Give me my first hard body pinch. We'll see how that's gonna work out. But I got some cool parts in for this. Got this little bad boy right here. This here is the Team Garage Hack. I believe they call it the Creep Transfer Case. I could be wrong, but check out the website. It's made for an angled skid, but they sent this little adapter, so I don't have an angled skid in mine. This guy's going to be just a flat skid, so I'm going to use that spacer to keep it flat. And what this transfer case does, it allows the front motor mount to go into the input right here. You can see you got 2 input, front and rear. So this is a 30% overdrive. Input here means the front spins 30% more than what's going out to the rear. So that's going to give me massive overdrive. So that's going to be nice. It's going to work perfect with the forward motor mount I got planned. So with that being said, oh yeah, other goodies. Boom. Mamba X. Castle. 2850. It's the 1406 2850 kV brushless. Now, thought was to put that in there. You may still do that. Probably gonna, that's more likely what's gonna happen. These guys are gonna go into this. But that's for future. So I'm kind of going all over the place. Anyways, I'm getting parts coming in for this guy. I'm going to get back on that project. But you got to make a decision. Class 2 or Class 3. I like the way CAPRADO works. You know, with the high clearance in the portals, you don't have to run the big, tall 2.2 tires for like Class 3. A lot of Class 3 rigs have the taller tires. They have a 5.75 limit. Same time, you don't want to go too tall. You know, you don't want to go too tall. You make it top heavy and flip over. You still want it to perform. But you didn't need the ground clearance of the taller tires. So Capra axles, you got plenty of that ground clearance with the shorter tires. So got change my mind. I'm going to make this the Class 3. Keep this at Class 2 so I don't have to run the bigger tires because this guy's got the Beef Tubes AR44 XR width. Just 10.2 axles. So it's going to keep this thing nice and low because this bad boy is going to be top heavy. You know, full cage, hard body. I got to keep this thing as low as I can get it without redoing everything. You know, a little bit of poor planning, but hey, it is what it is. I'm going to make it the way I like to make it, the way I want it to look, but try to make it perform at the same time. So that's probably the route I'm going to go. This guy's going to be the Class 3, or Class 2, excuse me. And this guy's going to be the Class 3. So with that being said, put that back on the shelf. That being said, one of the benefits of running a Class 3 rig is you can use 4-wheel steer. You can use dig. You can, you know, this is like really borderline. One of the SORRCA rules, which is what we try to run in our comps here locally. You got to keep the inside of the tires. Has to be on the inside of the widest part of the body at the doors. This thing is right on that cusp. Depending on which way you have this thing turned, it may not be legal. But that being said, I have some cool stuff because I did some swapping around on the Mega Goat. I took out the 4-wheel steer Capra axles on it and I put the rock chucks under it. I just happen to have a set of fully built axial Capra 4-wheel steering set axles. Remember, right? This is the Yo-Yo Yoda Pilot RC rear servo mount with link riser. So this was the actual rear axle. You know, standard gears in the portals. This was the front. Had the TGH Team Garage Hack wild overdrive gears in the front, right, to get that pulling power. So obviously I can't use this in the rear of that. You want to keep those overdrives out of it. But what I got to do, take this mount off, put this mount on, so I can mount a rear servo, make this 4-wheel steer. That's going to be kind of cool. I dig the 4-wheel steer. It's fun. It's a totally different driving experience. We're going to go crazy. Why not, right? Got the parts. Let's make it happen.